As it is rightly said, home where the heart is. So why all our lives to be very busy and accomplished? Home for everyone is an entirely different place. And obviously, everyone is obsessed with getting there right. There are times we just get sick of the congested city, and the only company we would want is that of the peas, the beans, and the birds. Why else do you think people have vacation on peaceful places or in isolated places like the beach, the mountains, and lakes? That's because we want to get away from it all. So does the poet of our poem want, which is the lake isle of Innisfree. Now, what is the central idea of the poem? This poem reflects on the tranquility of life. In fact, living in a cottage is quite different from fast and hectic life. We can enjoy nature when there is peace of mind. But real peace is impossible in a city. We can find it in a solitary place only. Let's know about the creator of the poem. The poem has been written by William Butler Yeats, also known as W.B. Yeats. William Butler Yeats was an Irish poet and one of the foremost figures of 20th century literature. In December 1923, Yeats was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for his always inspiring poetry, which is a highly artistic and gives expression to the spirit of a whole nation. Yeats is generally considered as one of the 20th century's popular English poets. He was a symbolic poet because he used elusive imagery and symbolic structures throughout his career. Now we will do explanation of the poem stanza-wise. Before proceeding with the explanation of the stanzas, I would like to tell you that this is a 12 lines poem having 3 quatrains. Quatrain is a stanza of 4 lines, especially one having alternate rhymes. So what does isle mean? Isle is a small island, and the lake isle of Innisfree is a actual place in a lake in County Sligo in northwestern Ireland. So now I'll proceed with the explanation. So stanza 1. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. The meanings are given in brackets. So what does poet say in this stanza? I here refer to the poet William Yeats. He says that he wants to go to Innisfree. Over there he will build a small room for himself with clay and small sticks which are used to make the walls of the fences of the cabin. As he will need some food to eat also, so he will grow 9 rows of beans near his room. Also, he will get the honey from the honeybee hive. He says that the open space where he will build his room will be full of buzzing sound of the bees, and over there he will live all alone in peace and tranquility. He was really a great lover of peace. He was a great lover of nature. This stanza tells us this thing. And stanza 2 is, but yeah, I know here poetic devices have been used, but we will discuss poetic devices right after the explanation of the poem. So stanza 2, and I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the wheels of the morning to where the cricket sings. Their midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evenings full of the linnet's wings. In this stanza, the poet says that when in his free, he will feel peaceful, and he says that the feeling of peace is felt slowly and gradually. He describes how he would feel peaceful in the morning time when it is cloudy and the view is not very clear. Then it will appear as if the morning has worn a veil and has hidden itself. Looking at this scene will make him feel peaceful. Further, he says that when the male cricket insect will sing a song, that sound will bring him at peace. Also, at midnight, when he will see the twinkling stars in the open sky, their shine will give him peace. In the afternoon, when the sunlight will give a purplish glow, it will also give him peace. During the evening, when he will see the linnet bird flying in the sky, then also he will feel peaceful. Now, stanza 3. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core. In this stanza, the poet says that now he will stand up and go to Innisfree, because all the time the sound of the lake waters striking the shore repeats in his mind. This sound attracts him towards the lake. Wherever he is, either standing on the roadway or on the grey colored pavements, he hears the sound deep in the innermost part of his heart. But one thing I want to tell you is that the whole poem do have the same rhyme scheme, that is AB AB. Now we will discuss the literary devices, the poetic devices used in the poem. First of all, we will discuss alliteration. Alliteration is actually the repetition of a consonant sound in two or more closely placed words is called alliteration. The instances of alliteration in the poem are hive, honeybee, H sound is repeated. Next is lake, lapping, low, L sound is repeated. Hive and honeybee is the third line of the very first stanza, and lake, lapping and low sounds is the second line of the third stanza. Next is repetition. Repetition has been one line has been repeated in stanza 1 and 3, that is I will arise and go now. Next is personification. Personification, like here morning is personified. Okay, so here morning is personified in the second line of the second stanza. Next is metaphor. The second line of stanza 2, that is dropping from the wheels of the morning. So wheels of the morning is metaphor where clouds are compared to wheels. So what the poem tells us? The Lake Isle of Innisfree by W.B. Yeats. In it, the poet states that he will go to Innisfree and will arise. There, he would live with the loud sound of beehives and live alone in peace. This is declared by the poet again and again. The moral values depicted in the poem is, poet yearns for a natural retreat where he will live in peace. Through this poet depicts that the present world is full of dirt and noise. Lastly, through this poet highlights the moral value of appreciating the natural beauty of nature. While searching for natural beauty, one can find solitude and peace. I hope you have understood the poem well. Thank you for watching.